My father was dragging me down to the Boer War celebrations when I was about 5 or 6, and I fell into a muddy puddle with my best pink suit on. He flatly refused to walk with me and marched ahead as if he didn't own me. I hated my father. Soho, in my day, was notorious. We saw all these ladies flaunting about in Dean Street in all their glory. There was one particular girl. I think she was French. She was exceedingly beautiful with red hair and the most amusing violet eyes. One day I was with someone from work and she said, "Look at her." So I said, "Yes, isn't she beautiful?" "Beautiful? What do you mean?" she said. "She's one of them." We were up on Parliament Hill having a kiss and a cuddle. But I'll have you know, I always kept all my clothes on because by the time you took 'em off, corsets and the like, you'd lost your ardour. When we looked out of the window, we could see that the Zeppelin was right over us, high up and as long as the street. We were terrified. Then it started travelling towards the city and began dropping its bombs. I had my son Fred with the Elizabeth Garrett Anderson Nurses' Home people. They came to your home for only 10 shillings, whereas the doctor demanded 2 guineas. I was worried to death as I didn't know where this 2 guineas was going to come from. So I strolled down to the Euston Road. The midwives looked at me in amazement because I was in my 8th month. I told them about the doctor and his fee, and they said to me, "Let him wait for it." Wilfred's asthma was getting worse. He'd have these spasms during the night which left him exhausted. Wilfred had gone to war in Egypt, a fit chap with never a day's illness, and had come back a chronic asthmatic because of the mustard gas poisoning. That night, the whole street of houses was bombed. They couldn't find Edith's sister, and then somebody picked up this ear with a turquoise earring on it, and of course they knew who it was straight away. When the kids got home, they found their house was gone, their father in hospital, and their mother dead. And what was worse, only their mother's ear could be buried. I know a man up here in the decorating line who worked for Winston Churchill once, and he said he was a perfect pig. He was it, and nobody else was anything. Of course, he must have had brains to know how to steer the course of the war the way he did, but he never bothered me, and I never bothered him. Your mother was mad keen to come to London, even when the doodlebugs were falling, those bombs that cut out so you didn't know where they were going to land. I wrote to her and I said I thought it was rather foolhardy and it seemed like taking unnecessary risks. But she came all the same. She used to lie in bed with me. You'd hear them coming, and then, when you couldn't hear them, you waited for the explosion. Another war? Well, we already have Vietnam, which seems to be going on and on. But the one people are all scared of is World War III. If someone was trigger-happy enough, they could set this nuclear bomb off. There wouldn't be much left after that, would there?